Okay, the next one is from Doug G. And the subject is theory on why nobody is getting over anymore. By the way, I want to talk about we're going to talk about this right now, okay, after I read this letter.
All right.
Hey, guys. Big fan of the K100, Russo brand, and Conspiracy Horseman wing of wrestling podcast philosophy. The wrestlers come across as having too much in common with the marks. Wrestling may be a known work, but the stars come across as larger than life. People you'd want to watch on TV. I'd expect Steve Blackman to be training in his dojo, not playing Mario Kart. I'd expect Eddie Guerrero to have a garage full of classic cars and lowriders, not a bunch of action figures and toys. I'd even expect you, Disco, to be wooing attractive women, not reading Harry Potter. Have times changed, or wrestlers not protecting their gimmicks and characters on social media? It makes them look like lesser stars. Doug in Milwaukee. I love this question because it's something that I was thinking about last night that I was going to bring up and talk about on the show. Okay, and I think it's a product of what we consider the positives of the business, which may be turning into a negative for the business. Okay, like when you say that it's a great time in professional wrestling to be in professional wrestling, what do you mean by that?
There's a lot of work, a lot of options.
Okay, there is a lot of work and there's a lot of options. There's not as many people watching it as there was before, but there is a lot of work for more people. Okay, now here's the problem. And this is what I think is, and I think you would probably agree this is a problem, is there's enough of people, independent guys, that can do professional wrestling for a living and not work anywhere else. Okay? You can make between, if you work hard, if you book yourself a lot, an independent guy can make $50,000, $60,000 a year. Using your social media platforms, selling pictures, stuff and everything, Okay, and there's a lot of people that can do that and can make that kind of money, right?
Yeah, YouTube channel and stuff too.
Here's the problem, okay? All of these people that are doing that and making a living on professional wrestling are making a living because of their marketability, okay? Which means they're always constantly striving to be liked, right? So we have a business where a lot of people are working, a lot of people are making a living. The WWE is not doing very well. There's not two big companies anymore, not yet. AEW is coming up, going on weekly, big arena TV, but WWE is the only big arena TV show. Then you have all these other small companies, but people really aren't. They're making good livings for professional wrestling, for doing it for a living, but you're not making enough money to where you can risk, like having not selling gimmicks, you're not making enough to where you can say like, hey, I'm not going to make $400 extra this weekend because I'm a heel. You know what I'm saying? So what you have is a culture of wrestlers right now that nobody is really trying to be disliked or be heelish and everything because they're so concerned with, they make money and this is their living, but they don't make really enough to be able to afford taking a hit to their brand because it would show up in their pocket. Do you think that's plausible, what I just said right there?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Joe?
I think that for a good example of that is Seth Rollins. They want Seth Rollins right now to be the top babyface, but his social media persona is so obnoxious almost and unlikable, right? And I don't think it's working out well for him at all. It makes me as a fan disinterested in the guy. I don't want to follow him. I don't want to cheer him. I don't want to be a fan of his just because it seems like in real life he's such a douche, and that's not what they want him to be portraying on TV.
So he's not likable.
No, he's not.
So why are they kind of trying to push this guy as a babyface?
And I liked him as a heel. When he was the heel champion, I thought he was doing good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Do you think that maybe, seriously, if they're going back, if they're trying to draw a segment of the audience like the old school fans and everything, does the future of this angle with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch involve Brock Lesnar and Sable?
That would be pretty great, actually. I don't know. I would hope that the way that these...
What if they're going? They're keeping it. What if that is the direction this is going? And Sable comes in, she looks great and stuff, and it looks like they're trying to draw audiences right now. You know what I'm saying? They're going back to the Raw reunion and stuff, and it's like she was one of the biggest draws in the history of the business.
Yeah. Yeah, and they wanted...
I could see it in this, and there's a lot of generational stuff going on right now in professional wrestling, the fans and the wrestlers and stuff and all that. I could see that. What do you think, Conan?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. I don't know where it's going, but that is a great idea.
Yeah.